Tri-Church Network, Brad Wright. Excited to come to you in the month of July for a lot of reasons. One is I know that a lot of our churches are on mission trips this summer, getting ready to serve our communities in all kinds of different ways. Kids are going to camp. It's a great season of ministry. But more than that, I think another thing I'm excited about is summer gives a lot of our pastors and a lot of our ministry leaders the opportunity to be on mission with their people and maybe step outside comfort zones. We always talk about that mission is that microwave for discipleship. It lets you grow in your faith in a concentrated period of time, and it's so great to see that develop in young people, to see it develop in the folks that you do ministry alongside week in and week out, but just to go that extra mile. And so July can be exciting for a lot of those reasons. It's also maybe, a celebration for our country. 250 years might be something we want to celebrate. And so I know a lot of churches are trying to figure out how to do that. Let me just remind you that we live in an incredible nation. We're seeing that even with some of the celebrations of folks that have come over for the World Cup and experiencing our nation for the first time. We live in an incredible place with a lot of freedoms and a lot of responsibilities that go along with that. And one of the things that we need to do as spiritual leaders in our congregations is absolutely celebrate where it is that God has placed us, allowed us to be born, allowed us to live, but at the same time, give Him the glory and Him the credit. And so some of those Sunday mornings, I can remember even growing up, I wasn't quite sure if we were more celebrating the God who gave us those freedoms or the country and the founders. And so there's a fine line to walk there. I know that our pastors and our church leaders are working hard to walk that line and make sure we celebrate our nation for sure, but more than anything, lift high the name of Jesus so that ultimately God gets the glory and the credit for everything that happens. I want to make you aware of one thing that's going to happen in the month of July, potentially at the beginning of August, but we want to equip our churches to handle safety and security just one step better. And so you're going to see a video come out very soon that is going to be an interview with Michael Miller, and he's going to walk us through some of the things that he has done for years, his experience and his expertise in safety and security in our churches and in some of our assembled places. And so I want you to know there's going to also be an opportunity for you as an individual congregation to engage with Michael and have him even come do a site visit at your church and just give you some things that he sees, some places where he sees maybe vulnerabilities, an extra door that needs to be locked, a person that needs to stand in a specific place during the service, whatever it might be, that we can add just one more layer of safety and security for our congregations. But here's what I know to be true beyond a shadow of a doubt. The statistics prove this out, that a lot of times violence that happens in churches is a spillover of what happens at home. And so the reminder for us is that in these summer months, some of our families are spending more time together. And a lot of times that's a fantastic thing. And they're building memories and great things. Even discipleship that should be happening at home happens even more in these summer months. But we need to take a step back and look at our community as well and realize that for some in our community, this is a more difficult time. They are spending more time together and more frustrations and more things that have maybe been swept under the rug or pushed down under the surface rise up during these times when they spend more time together. And so we need to be aware of that. We need to be praying for our community. We need to offer some things for hope and for healing in our communities. And then we need to be really practical with our congregations to say, hey, we've got to just be aware. What doesn't look right, what's out of place, who's new, and all those sorts of things, not in a way, any other way than to say, we want to be aware so we can be safe, secure as much as possible with our people. And then more than that, our teams, we have a couple folks that are trained and ready to respond if something should happen. So those are the questions we want to help you answer as a congregation. And again, we want to take you just one step further in what you're doing now to be even more prepared as we can be in the world in which we live. Speaking of which, I want to remind each and every one of us, this is a wonderful time of year to prepare your ServeNC projects. Those projects, maybe you're doing them in July, maybe you're doing them 1st of August. I need an email from somebody on your team, a missions coordinator, a youth pastor, somebody who's working in our community. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you're doing so that we as an association can help you collaborate with another church. We can maybe fuel and fund some of the things that you're doing so that ultimately we're reaching our community. We're providing quality in everything that we're doing, and we're working together to reach our community for Christ. I can't wait to hear and see all that our churches are going to collaborate together and do in serving our communities in the name of Jesus, and I hope to see you in August.